working the clipper. So first I'm gonna start with the clipper lever closed, and what I'm gonna do is lay down my first guideline, kind of making sure that it slants towards the back. And for this tutorial, guys, I will be fading one side of his head at a time, since that's how I actually like to fade. So next, just open the lever on the clipper all the way, and then just come up about a finger width in length. Then just make sure that that line runs parallel to that previous one that we laid down. And a good tip when fading one side of the head at a time is don't go all the way, just so you can kind of remember where you left off when you start laying your guidelines down in the back. So next, we're just gonna throw on that number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, and again, just like before, coming up about another finger width in length from previous. And if y'all seen our previous videos, guys, you'll notice that we always have that 3 guideline. I've been using the 2 guideline setup. So next, we're just grabbing that 1.5 clip, lever all the way open, and you don't have to come up about another finger in width, but maybe about half a finger or so, something like that. You kind of want to just start thinking in terms of trying to blend the side length to the top already. Then we grab our number 2 guard, lever all the way open, and since this is the area where the head starts to kind of round out, you're going to kind of want to imitate the shape of this comb and just kind of come straight up. Again, guys, just trying to connect the side length to the top, but we're only coming up a tad bit higher than previously. Then last, we're going to grab the number 3 guard, lever all the way open, and do the exact same thing that we did with that number 2 guard, but just coming up a tad bit higher, trying to finish connecting the side length to the top. So as you see here, guys, all we have is these 2 guidelines that need to be blended out, this bottom one and that middle one. We're going to start with that middle one and then work our way down. For that one, I'm going to grab the half clip and I'm going to position that lever on that 3/4 spot. And for those who don't know where that spot is, it's basically just a position right in between fully open and halfway open. And then just use that position to start blending out the initial start of that guideline. It won't completely take it out, but right now we'll come back with the number 1 guard, still leaving that lever in that same position to finish taking it out. And keep in mind, guys, that when you start blending these guidelines out, you don't want to kind of lay the clipper down all the way. You're kind of more so angling it, using like more so one side of the clipper, just to kind of help you better detail the lines out. Then once you're pretty satisfied on blending out that middle guideline, we're going to start taking out the last guideline. For this one, it does take about 3 to 4 lever positions. For this one, it took me 4, starting first with that clipper lever closed all the way. Since it does take more lever positions, I kind of just more so start from the ear to the temple and just focus on that area first. So right here you see I opened the lever halfway and then just came up a little bit higher, and then I opened it to that 3/4 spot, came up a tad bit higher, and then I just open it fully open, just to finish taking out that last guideline. By the time it's fully open, you shouldn't have much to take out. You should be really using that corner of the clipper just to kind of detail that blend. When I'm working in, guys, it just facilitates everything so that these steps don't get overwhelming. So you see, as I was done from that front section, I moved to the back section and then just did the exact same steps, starting with that clipper lever closed, moved up a little bit at a time, clipper lever halfway, then 3/4, and then fully open until that last guideline is completely blended out. And once you're done there, just take a step back and notice if you need any touch-up work. For this haircut, I did need a little bit, so I came in with that half clip, lever fully open, and then just looked for those dark areas and then just detailed them right out. Honestly, guys, the detail work is what separates every barber from one another. It will take you time to kind of nail this part down, but with practice and just consistency, you'll be able to get better at noticing these dark areas and better blending them out. Then next, I'm gonna come in with that trimmer upside down just to kind of really bald out right under the whole fade that we did. Next, we're just going to proceed with doing the exact same steps that we did on one side to the opposite side of the head. Again, guys, just laying down that first guideline with that clipper lever closed. Then you open that lever and then come up about another finger in width. Then put on that 1 guard, lever fully open, come up about another finger. Then grab that 1.5 clip, lever fully open, and again, the exact same thing, coming up a little bit higher than previously. Then grab that 2 guard, fully open, and then finally that 3 guard to finish trying to tie in the side length to the top. And then once you have your 2 guidelines, just start with that middle one and then work your way down. Again, just starting with that half clip, lever at 3/4, blend out most of that guideline, then come in with that 1 guard, still leaving that lever on that 3/4 spot to finish taking out that top guideline. And then just start blending out that first guideline right here with clipper lever closed, then halfway, then 3/4, and then fully open. In some cases, like I said, you could get away with just lever closed, then halfway and fully open. But sometimes with coarse hair or really dense hair, you might need 4 lever positions. And also guys, be sure to check out the description down below, because I have the steps written in written format in case I'd like to copy and follow along that way. I also have links down there to all the tools that we use on our videos. And if you're wondering why I'm coming in with that trimmer upside down first, I'll explain it later on when I finish taking out the bottom of the hair. And you see how I left that 1/2 inch guide on each side? That's just going to serve as a guide to help us connect that first line. Then once we've connected our first guideline, we're going to proceed with doing the exact same steps that we did on the left and right side of his head. Also guys, I'd like to announce that we will be doing our first in-person seminar at the Fort Worth Barber Hair Supply in Fort Worth, Texas. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be next month, September 18th, guys. So make sure y'all buy y'all's ticket. I will leave them linked down in the description for y'all. We'll be doing, like I said, a live demo on a haircut. Y'all be able to pick our brains, ask us about whatever y'all want, from branding to YouTube to haircutting. Just come out, pick our brains, and also be ready for the after party, because we will be hanging out after. And on the back side of his head, guys, he did have a little more length that needed cutting, so I just came in with that clipper over comb technique to quickly finish blending the side to the top. Then you're just left with those 2 guidelines that need to be blended out. First, that top one with that half clip lever at 3/4, then follow it up with that 1 guard lever at 3/4 to finish taking it out. And then on that first guideline, way at the bottom, it's gonna take that 4 lever stops, lever closed, halfway, then 3/4, and then fully open. And also guys, if y'all do end up trying out these steps, let me know down in the comments how y'all like them. Or you know what, also go ahead and tag me on Instagram and just let me know you tried out that 2 guideline setup, and I'd like to see y'all's work. I also noticed that on the back left side of his head, I kind of scratched him with the clipper. I kind of didn't recall when I did it. I just started noticing it later on when I was fading. Usually when that happens, guys, I just kind of blame it on the client and just tell them it was like that before they came in. But next, for his beard, I grabbed a number 7 guard, lever all the way closed, and did all of the trimming. And also guys, try to comb out the beard first, just to get as much of an even cut as possible. Then to taper down the beard, I'm gonna lay down my first guideline about around the earlobe, or like the middle of the earlobe, first with that clipper lever closed. And we will be using the exact same fading setup with that 2 guidelines. So next, just open the lever all the way open, then with that 1 guard all the way open, then that 1.5 all the way open until we get to that 2.5. And by here, you should be able to blend into the rest of the beard. And then just start blending with that half clip. For this one, I didn't need to use the 2 guards. With that half clip was enough. And then just came back in, starting with that lever closed, then halfway, and then fully open to blend out that first guideline. Since the beard is thinner, you don't need as much lever positions or as much guards. Then just follow through with your trimmers to start detailing any of the facial hair and setting in any hard lines that you want on the beard or on the head. My boy here does like a natural look, so he won't be lining up the top of the beard, the top of the mustache, or he don't get no edge up. All I do is line up the back side of the beard and the bottom. The neckline is a really sensitive area to a lot of people, guys, so make sure you test out your trimmers beforehand, maybe on the inner part of your forearm, just to kind of feel how sharp they are and you don't end up scratching your client's neck. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and load our very own Turkish razor. You can find these at fedeculture.co, guys, if y'all like to purchase one. And we are using our very own faded culture shaving gel. This is not out yet, but we are really excited because they will be coming out here pretty soon. But do try to apply some shaving gel to all the areas that you will be shaving, just to better help prevent any razor burns, and it also just facilitates the shaving process. And for the bottom, you see how his hair tends to grow up to about the Adam's apple, and then on the top it grows down. I always shave with the grain just to prevent any ingrown hairs. So first I shaved upwards, and then I shaved downwards. Just follow the growth pattern, guys, so you don't or just prevent any ingrown hairs. And like I said, I won't be setting in no hard lines on the top of the beard, but I just came in under the eye and just shaved out the peach fuzz on the cheek area, and then just followed through with lining up the back of the beard. He also likes his eyebrows cleaned up, so I just went ahead and cleaned them up a little bit. Just be careful around the eye, guys. Just make sure you're always tugging on the skin with the opposite hand to create that tension and better help that blade slide with ease. And if you do end up cutting his eye, guys, like I said, just blame it on them. That kind of works about like 0% of the time. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just start styling his hair. First, I'm gonna wet it a little bit, and then I'm gonna grab our very own fade. They will be very soon, but just grab about it and then just apply it really well all over the hair down into the root. And then I'll grab my blow dryer at a medium heat, high airflow to kind of start blow drying it. And once it's about 95% dry, I went ahead and threw on some texturizing powder. Just kind of sprinkle it on there really well, get them looking like a little funnel cake. And then just rub it in there down to the root as well, just to kind of give that matte finish look. And then I grab my diffuser. If you don't have one, that's okay, just use the blow dryer, taking out the bottom of the hair. And remember how I came in with that clipper trimmer upside down, and then now I'm with it right side up. You'll see how I left that little faint line here. And that's just gonna serve as another guideline to show us how high to come up with our electric shaver. And in case y'all are wondering why I waited to the end to take out the bottom of the hair, there's really no particular reason. Sometimes I just kind of like to focus on the most tedious part of the haircut, which is the fading, the whole fading process. Then I just came back in and finished taking out the rest of the bottom hair in the end. But if you'd like to take it out right after you're done fading, you can go ahead and do so. I do that as well sometimes, but I just like to switch it up. But then yeah, just follow through with your electric shaver as they were a pair of clippers, and just shave out the bottom of the head. Just kind of helps bring out the contrast between the hair so you can better see it. But finally, guys, here's the before and here's the after. I hope y'all guys really enjoyed these steps. If y'all did, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. Also, make sure y'all like this video and subscribe so y'all can stay up to date with all the tutorials.